Hi, my name is Sajel Bellon, and I'm an organizational behavior professor and a neurorelational therapist. But more importantly, I'm a adoring mom of two and the proud spouse of a firefighter. And why that's important today is because you would think that this firefighter was a strong, strapping man, which he is. However, he's also one that suffers from an invisible disability. And it has made our life and his life very different and something that we've really had to make a lot of adjustments for. And his employers are still sort of grappling around how to best accommodate people like him. And so I'm hoping today I'll give you something to think about as leaders, as managers, and perhaps even as colleagues about how we can create more compassionate workplaces where we can see each other as more whole beings and appreciate each other, not only professionally, but personally, and how that sort of mindset can help us build and cultivate a more compassionate workplace that would really help improve our quality of life at home and at work. Our experience has been that with invisible disabilities, we're really uncomfortable talking about them. And I'm specifically talking about mental health. How many of us are open about our journeys that we are experiencing in our mental health, especially right now with COVID? We've seen spikes and statistics show us that there's increases. We already knew before COVID that 1 in 5 people are suffering from mental health issues and that affect their work and home life. But yet we don't talk about it. And we don't because there's feelings of shame and embarrassment. But if we start to change that mindset again and shift our cultures where we can have these more candid conversations and appreciate ourselves as human beings and give ourselves the permission to be human, we're going to start to create change where we can unstigmatize the mental health conversations and unstigmatize the way that we think about suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety. I know I said a whole bunch of bad words there really fast, but they're not bad words. And I'm hoping that by the end of this conversation, you might rethink of them as more of experiences that people go through in our natural lives. How many of you at home could be going through something really, really bad and then expect yourselves to show up the next day at work like nothing's wrong? And how successful are you at masking that? Some of us are really good. Some of us are really high functioning people, and we can go years without it ever coming up or having impact that other people notice. But we're suffering in silence. A lot of us are suffering in silence. And so how can we break away from that mentality is to build perhaps workplaces where we spend a lot of our time where we're more comfortable and we have better relationships with our colleagues. But why would an employer want that? Because we will reduce the absenteeism that we're seeing. We will get more higher production and higher performance from our people. We will see more employee satisfaction, commitment, and dedication. We will essentially be investing in our bottom line, which is our people. So co-creating cultures of psychological safety that enable us to open up and perhaps disclose some of the supports that we need, some of the ways that we can be best enabled to do our jobs and to do it well, even during the difficult times in our life, would actually help us as a whole organization. That's just one way. Another way would be to provide really good extended health care benefits for our employees, especially those people that are in high stress sectors. Really look at that as an investment. And by making access to mental health days, maintenance programs, mental health check-ins, creating partnerships with practitioners in your area, bringing in training, bringing in programs that really enhance the conversations will really prove to be really great tools for you. So promoting mental health, mental wealth systemically will yield healthier and wealthier workplaces. Investing in cultures that are compassionate, supportive, and adaptable We'll cultivate employees that are dedicated, committed, and high performing. And really, overall, it would really help to improve the quality of life that we experience as individuals, as families, as working families together. As a leader, ask about what is the one thing you can do to cultivate more conversation around mental health. Think about having these conversations and getting to know the person that you work with or persons that you work with so that you could tell if something wasn't perfectly okay in their life, that you would have the courage to ask them if they're okay and if there's anything that they need to talk about. That's how we're going to make change. That's how we can make a difference.